Hi, and welcome to New England L5R. I'm Sick. This is our 11th podcast episode. As always, I'm Eric. With me, as always, is Luis
Hi, hello.
and Brandon.
What's going on, everybody?
And our special guests are Aneil, who will be here in like 10 minutes, and Johnny Shen, who will be here in like 10 minutes because they're too cool to be here on time. So
They're fashionably late. You gotta respect it, man. You gotta respect it.
yeah, I respect it. I wouldn't show up for this on time either.
I sure wouldn't either, and I'm on it.
Have we ever started on time?
I don't think ever.
I think
not
like
even the
episode
first
1 we
episode.
might have. Okay,
I don't
okay,
know,
well,
dude. The
whatever.
first episode we might have not.
Section 1. Let's roll on in. We
Sure.
are hitting local news. On Saturday, we had a tournament at the Battle Standard run by me.
Like a legit one, dude. You finally
Yeah,
you wished
my
upon
first
a star that
one
night.
in probably like 6 months that broke double digits, so it was super cool. Everybody played lots of fun, stupid stuff.
I did not.
I think only, yeah, you were the only person who played like a real deck.
I'm so sorry.
And shockingly, you went 3-0, but I also went 3-0 playing Crab. Crab's
Without
pretty like fun
reprieve.
in that it's not fun, but like it is fun because it's new.
It's fun because it's like a absolute mental workout that makes you really question all decisions you made through the course of the game.
I just enjoyed playing not Scorpion, but now I like super regret not playing Scorpion last weekend. But we'll get to that later.
I really enjoy playing Scorpion, or enjoyed it at that moment, in which I was massively degenerate.
And then we on Sunday went to Midgard and had 16.
I think it was
I
19?
think
Or it might
no,
have
no,
been
we had
16, yeah.
no, we had 16.
And then
we had
somebody dropped.
2 drops.
Yeah. well, one person dropped.
Oh
and
yeah,
the organizer stopped playing.
right.
So there
We
was
had
a slide.
16, but there was a drop, so we went to 14 because Dave dropped. But yeah, that was also a really good tournament as well.
That was
4 rounds with a cut to top 4 is like really the perfect spot for a small tournament for me. I played Crab again and managed to top 4 before losing to Ian in top 4, who went on to win the event, beating Brandon in the finals.
Woo.
You had reprieves that day too. Again, really important card.
Yeah, that time I played Reprieve. That was also a great event. I really like the Midgard events. I like that they have custom prizes. That's like something really cool, and that they only really offer.
Yeah.
Having
Custom play man.
professional artist on like beck and call.
Amazing. Shouts
Yeah.
out to her last name I forget. Rhiannon
McCullough.
McCullough.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rhiannon McCullough.
She is awesome, and her art is fantastic.
If we can get together the money, scrape together enough money for season 2 of the league, I'll be reaching out to her for
We will do that. Don't worry.
special
about
art. Yeah.
that. We will for sure do that.
So like that was that. We didn't actually really have a winner at the battle standard. Me and Luis chopped first prize
Yeah.
because
Oh,
we were
man.
supposed to have a
You
4th
set
round,
me
but
up.
I didn't realize that we were supposed to do 4 rounds. I learned that after that if you're over 8 people, it's 4 rounds. So I totally like fucked that up. But I feel like everybody was like done after 3 anyway, and we just wanted to go eat cheeseburgers. So
I felt right as rain.
yeah.
But
like,
the moment I
think
said I
everybody
was
fine
going to
with it.
play it out, everybody got really mad at me. So I was like, okay.
Yep, they sure did.
I guess we won't play it out even though I'm going into a 90-10 favored matchup, but that's fine.
It's even more than that because I wasn't playing Reprieve.
Yeah,
But whatever.
It was strictly unwinnable for you.
Yeah, for sure. That's why I still
Yo,
said I'll
chop it
battle
up,
you.
baby. Collusion. Pina coludas.
No, I said I'd
Oh.
battle you.
Not the pina colada again.
Not the pina coludas.
So I wanted to run through that real quick, but now they're still not here. So what do we do now?
So we can talk about the
um,
tournament.
Yeah, so I mean we can talk about that sweet final round at Midgard. It was pretty great. It was
Well,
some
You
stuff.
played
You
the
can talk
Scorpion
about it.
matchup
Oh yeah,
incorrectly.
sorry, I
That's
can
what
talk about
heard.
it. So it was
we
here's a
went to go
Scorpion
eat.
mashup. Yeah, you guys went to go eat. There were several points where I bid 5 and then 1, and then 5 and then 1. It was really interesting back and forth. There were all kinds of things that happened. And the end of the game, I cast duty, and it got countered, and then I lost. It was great.
Yep,
That's
a
actually
letdown,
kind of
Brandon.
the end of the story. Yeah. So here was my
Hope you
thinking.
learned your lesson.
And then you didn't come eat dinner with us.
Yeah. Well, like you guys left about an hour and 10 minutes before we finished.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah,
What?
it wasn't quick. I mean, we finished probably about
A
50.
scorpion mirror took
I
over an
know.
hour.
It's
What did you
crazy.
guys do?
We took a while, and then we figured you probably were almost done, so we just Drew and I just started heading home.
Goodness gracious.
All right, well,
Stop for a quick bite. I don't know what happened to Ian or Dave or them,
Well,
because we kind of pieced out because the store
regardless,
had
I hope
actually
you learned
been
your
closed
lesson
for some
about
time.
like not winning the counter war when you try to resolve a duty. Like, I hope you know that's just objectively not correct now.
Yeah, well, it
Mm.
happens.
Yeah, no, it'd be
Sometimes you
that
gotta.
way. It'd be
if
that
you're
way
dead
if
on
you
board
lose.
anyway, just go for it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
for sure.
I think we have a new visitor.
We do have.
Hey,
a new
how's it
visitor.
going?
Hey,
What's going
up,
on,
man?
Shen?
It's going all right. I think Aneil's just a few more minutes out.
Hi Johnny, it's nice to meet you.
Yeah, it's nice to meet you guys too.
We're doing it live.
Have you
We are.
have you guys never met in person?
No.
I've never met him in person.
Okay,
I
Brandon.
don't
All right,
think
brother.
so.
I've only been to one big event and
Oh,
he was
yeah,
not there. So
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah,
We've
PAX
gone
East is kind of
exactly
far for
to
you.
PAX Unplugged this year.
yeah.
Yeah, or PAX Unplugged, I guess, kind of
Yeah,
far for
Yeah.
you.
But I'm
The
gonna go to
flights
Worlds.
the flights are a little brutal up there
Yeah.
from Texas.
Yeah,
I'm
Yeah.
gonna go to
absolutely
Worlds,
fuck
so
that.
I'll see you there? Question mark.
Next year Worlds, yeah, I should be there. I'd really
Hell
enjoy
yeah.
the Worlds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I now that I have like an excuse to go, I'm gonna try and do it.
Yeah,
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 we're-
and congrats on your finish again. Second.
Thank you.
Not bad.
Yeah.
The
It's all
first,
because of
like,
you.
Brand new Hatamoto of the season.
It seriously is though. Like you gave me the confidence to play the Dragon Splash, even though I knew it probably like wasn't a better deck than Crane, but like I was much more comfortable on it. And if you hadn't have talked to me, I probably would have gone on Crane and not done as well.
It's better overall, but
Yeah,
it's
I
a little
agree.
bit worse in the mirror. So it was better for you to be on Dragon Splash versus Aneil in the finals, because like if he
That
plays
game
an
didn't matter
investigator,
anyway.
yeah, I saw the resto like hand pitch. I was like, yeah, you're kind of done there.
Yeah, for sure.
But you know, even without that, if he just plays an investigator, your hand just becomes Swiss cheese, and it doesn't matter that you have noble sack. You can't get through 6 pieces of armor.
Right.
No, it's just like too hard.
I played
Suffering.
I played the first turn very badly, which set me up for what happened on turn 2. And then he just played like a 4-Fate Investigator and do like a 4-Fate Yukuni, and the game's over.
Yeah,
It's-
you're losing 2 cards a turn. Can't beat that.
It's funny
Um,
that you like finally, or we're finally
Oh,
like all together.
hello.
Oh, hello.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah.
Hi, welcome.
Welcome.
Aneil.
So real quick, we just have to like so we can get into what we want to talk about. There is an event coming up at Turn 4 in West Boylston
Yeah, but
next Saturday. Everybody should go to it. I will probably not be able to make it. It's like my first time not making
The
an event in
fuck?
probably like 6 months. I'm super butthurt about
I
it.
can't wait to play Scorpion.
Yeah, so that's this week's tournament. You should go to it and hit up Derek for a bunch of cool stuff.
Yeah, I just have
um,
to make top 2. Don't worry. No stress.
Yeah, whatever. So let's just like roll right into the next thing. Do you want to pull up Madrid, please?
You better believe it. Here it is. The Madrid Kotei went on. It was a Grand Kotei, and it was in Europe, so you know we're about to see some really cool and groundbreaking stuff. So yeah, I guess every Grand Kotei except for PAX is 2 days, so we can just go fuck ourselves.
No, it's
Other
just
than that.
European ones are 2 days.
Oh damn, dude! The Europeans
All the North
got a
America
row.
ones last year were also 1-day events.
Fuck, dude.
Except last year, top 2 in clan got Hatamoto. So, you know.
All right, check out this day 1
Instead of
attendance.
just 2.
There's like
Well,
a vague illusion of balance here.
It was top of clan before, and then at Grand Koteis in the US.
Yeah, no, I was just joking.
Oh, yeah, gotcha. XD.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Eric's really good at joking, and everybody always understands when he is.
Okay.
I love you.
Guess I'll.
Whoa.
Anyways, on screen right now, day 1A attendance. Honestly, not as horrendously skewed as I thought, but like the Europeans generally don't care about this stuff anyways. 12 Crab, 18 Crane, 14 Dragon, 15 Lion, 11 Phoenix, 22 Scorpion, and I want to say that's 6 Unicorn.
I'm surprised at the low unicorn turnout because crab and unicorn are like
Yeah,
the
Spain's
clans
thing.
in Spain. Yeah, but
Like,
maybe people
always.
are just
They've always been super crabby there.
finally hopping on the Scorpion and Crane bandwagon.
Well, it's more like crab's unplayable in a Scorpion meta, so they just don't
Yeah,
want to lose
of
all their games.
course.
Yeah, there's like not even a point.
Duty made that matchup so hard for a crab to win.
But clan loyalty.
Yeah.
I mean, there was some
Yeah.
people showed up at all with crab, right? That's definitely
That's true. There were 12 people who were loyal. That's true.
Big
Fight
shouts
On
out
made
to
that
them.
matchup after Worlds a little bit better, but it was still.
but not
terrible.
enough.
Yeah, it's not enough.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking brutal. That said, day 1 qualifiers, there was 1 crab, 2 crane, 2 phoenix, and 6 scorpion. That's
Side note, that crab is Pablo, so like
Yeah.
he's the crab savant.
Yeah, like he's gonna qualify by being Pablo and doing Pablo.
Oh my
things.
gosh.
The original Jenkum.
Pablo's such a cool guy. He beat the crap out of me in Crane at Worlds. It was great.
He seems pretty nice, and I'm just
He
happy
He was
that,
he was a cool dude.
Yeah.
I rode with him from the airport. And so we just got to talk a bit.
he's the OG certified Jankum Huffer from the Crab Hatamoto camp. So shouts out to him. Shouts
Yeah,
out to all the
and
Crab
he was-
Hatamotos and the fact they really like weird stuff.
Oh man, Pablo was the guy who the Scorpion guy fought for at the weird Kotei thing, right, in Europe. Am I right on that?
Use your words.
Oh yeah, so in Europe, one of the Grand Koteis, he lost in the finals to Jacob, and since Jacob had already won the flight, he just made sure that Pablo got the flight.
That's tight.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was
shouts out
talking
to
about
him.
that. Yeah, shout out to Jakob for being cool and making sure Pablo got to come to Worlds this year. It was a good time.
I mean, look, it doesn't cost him anything. We need to make sure Fantasy Flight shells out some money here.
Yeah.
So when we roll into day 2, we should also mention that you were allowed to play on both days.
Yeah.
Yeah,
day
it's
1
gonna be
was
sweet
both
when I go to
days.
Paris. I'm just gonna do that.
Again, like
If
a
you
solid
if you
weekend.
make the cut on the first day, can you play on day 2?
No,
Okay.
Nope.
Thank
I
you.
guess maybe I won't do it.
Oh, but there's still pause on the side, right? Like the other, like.
I mean, I assume if I qualify on day 1, I just wouldn't play more L5R. I'd go like
Damn.
to be a human being and go outside.
Nah, fuck
What?
that. You gotta bring the NEL5R Enlightenment meta.
I mean, if you do want to play, for those that do want to play L5R, they have like the pause running all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can just join one of those, and it's
I'm
decent
telling
equity.
you,
It's
man,
like
we're gonna
10,
make this
15 bucks.
enlightenment
Enlightenment
worldwide.
pods, for
Like,
sure.
we'll get people
Yeah.
actually interested in that fucking format by just making it.
Well, we have to fix the rules
ridiculously
first to let Seeker of Enlightenment
We're-
work out supposed
Yeah,
to.
we're working on the rule set. Don't worry.
Any L5R rule set is what
I
we
mean,
need.
the best thing is like you just start a pod, and if the judges say no, that's not how it works.
You
What
just
are
say
you
nah,
gonna, are you gonna disqualify
nah.
me? We're gonna play this way. We just started this pod. You gonna DQ me?
It's like in Parks and Rec where Ron Swanson's in the hardware store and the dude comes
I
up to
know
him.
more than you.
I know more than you.
Warden Ward definitely gives my guy plus 14. Can you please fuck
Exactly.
off?
Exactly. Like not.
I wouldn't
having
say that because
15
I wouldn't want to get.
using your
Oh.
Jade Masterpiece to move a fate from their ring to yours is just a classic move.
I didn't
What
try
a
that one.
fun-
I assumed that one didn't work, so I just didn't bother.
Come on, man.
Fuck that, dude. Of course it worked.
No. If Born and War gives plus 14, you can definitely Jade Masterpiece.
for sure.
All right,
Whatever the
that's
fuck
fair.
you
That's
want.
fair.
And that format was more fun when Foff was in the format, and then like people would attack Foff, and then all these like deals would be getting made.
Oh
my
yeah,
God.
yeah.
People like putting like 10,000 attachments on a character.
Yeah, you
Oh.
purposely attack Foff, and then you're like, all right, Foff this person.
Yeah.
Shut
And then,
Oh god.
Johnny, you don't understand the New England L5R
Yeah.
format.
You're not allowed to
Uh,
play anything
it's-
remotely. good.
Yeah, if a card is good, like if you look at a card and you say, "Is this card good?" You can't play it.
so what do you guys play? Like, do you have no Scorpion players? Because no one can play Scorpion
Scorpion's
box.
probably banned. Yeah. Now that I think about
Yeah,
it.
no, I think
You
Scorpion
can buy
is
cheap.
banned.
Yeah,
So
play
it's
Scorpion.
easier to talk about what you're allowed to play than what you're not.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're
why don't you
not
just have
working on a
deck
ban list.
decking?
We're working on a white list.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
there's a
not
white
allowed to
list.
play like Bonsai. You can't play court games. Those cards are too good. In
Well,
Crab,
unless
I
you're
reluctantly
pacifist.
allowed Eric to play
Yeah.
Caillou Envoy.
You're allowed to play like Bonsai and For Shame if you aren't allowed to attack. But you'll figure it out. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, you've
You
got
can
to
only play-
essay.
You can only play Charge if you're playing Crab Berserkers, and if you
Correct.
flip Hita Amoro, you have to play him with all of your fate.
And you are not allowed to do political attacks.
Except with Taka,
Except
'cause he's
with
the only
Taka.
smart crab.
Yeah, Taka, he's the only smart person. He's got a PhD in economics.
This format's
Alright.
so fucking godlike.
You guys
A
just
guy-
play like that monk like Taka.
No, that card's
Like,
banned.
No,
No,
we
he's
liked Taka
And
too.
what?
he's
That card's
allowed.
not even good.
Yeah, it makes
he's
the game
he's
take 4 hours.
broken in the format.
I know.
But
that's
he's
the,
definitely
that's
allowed
the
in our
biggest
format.
troll
You
card in
better believe
L5R.
In any L5R alignment, he is allowed.
Yeah,
A
he's
dragon
gotta
went
be
6
part
and
of the
0.
pure monk deck.
A dragon went 6 and 0. I'm getting this back on track. A dragon went 6 and 0. What am I talking about?
No,
Fucking
they didn't.
lion. A lion went 6 and 0. Oh
Yep.
my god.
That's the nature of
won't be.
Infinity, right? Somewhere along the line, somebody's gonna like high roll hard and also be a good player.
And it was the old box, right?
Yeah, so Shadowblade, shout out to Shadowblade. I'm sure he's gonna listen to this podcast.
Yeah, for sure.
Slash stream.
Definitely not.
He went
I mean,
3-3. He went 3-3 on day 1, and then he's like, you know what? We're just gonna throw out all the rules. We're gonna play the most janky list I've ever seen, and it's gonna work, and it did.
You have
We
to
were
play the
sitting-
same list. Day 1 to day 2. So do we know for sure it was the same list?
No, it was not the same list. He played HMT on day 1,
My man was on
Okay.
all sorts of crazy shit.
and then he played Yoja no Shiro on day 2.
We were sitting at Wayback Burger looking at his list going, what the actual fuck is going on?
He's
Yeah,
got
it
rid of
was-
authority. Do you even know what that card does? I do, but
It's
I was
uber
told
fan.
what it does. It's like a
It's-
big
it's
fan that
horrific.
costs money and is bad.
it costs money. It dies if you become less honorable than your opponent,
Yeah,
and it's
okay.
earth. It's locked. It's elemental locked.
Yeah,
That's how powerful it is.
yeah.
Too
It's
powerful.
keeping in a
One-
long
one
line of
heroic
good
resolve.
Earth roll locked cards.
Wow.
One heroic resolve, but not
Okay, that
HMT.
card's real though.
Is it
Is
though? I
it?
feel like I
No.
feel like what that card does is it gets stolen by Karana Dish.
The
You cry.
card's trash.
It's really good. It's really good in crab. I'm sure the crab player would like it.
Yeah.
What
Definitely.
about
just
height
do
of
it.
fashion?
That card costs 2 and can't be played during a conflict.
Oh
At
my
least-
god.
at least
for a
Rid of
second,
Authority's
I
better
thought
than
he
that.
actually did play Height of Fashion when you
Yeah,
said
I actually got scared and
I
started
lost
scanning
my
the
mind
list.
for a second. Yep.
You kind of like shook me there. He's on 3 fine katanas. That's like a really good card.
So I guess like this is something we could talk about, and like we talked about this before in another episode where going to big marquee events like Surprise Factor is not is not nothing.
Best
right?
of one
Sure,
shitty
sure.
format.
Yeah, it's best of one. You're like allowed to catch people with cards and make them look like big dummies.
But like, there's nothing in this list that catches you and makes you look a big dummy that wins them the game
Yeah,
on the spot.
There's like no blowouts
like-
here.
When random Joe Schmo hits me with Fate Worse than Death on turn 1 because I didn't buy correctly and I lose the game, that was a bad beat. When random Joe Schmo hits me with freaking 1x Voice of Honor, I'm like,
Yeah.
huh, that be the way that it is, huh?
It
Yeah,
sure do be
it'd
that
be
way
that way.
sometimes, baby. I mean, when he flops a turn 1 Tireless Sode on Senzo and plays it, you just go, oh, I got fucking Divesto, dude.
I just assume my
He's
opponent
playing
is playing
three.
Cloud the Mind. If you
He's
that's
playing
like the
fucking
only.
3.
I'm a god.
Yeah, you were so ahead of the curve, Eric. I gotta.
Dan
give
played
it to
that
you.
card against me, and he
My-
participated in 4 conflicts.
My
then-
brain is literally dragging behind me.
It's so bad.
Did he win that game, Aneil?
Yes, his card participated in 4 conflicts. Shen, do you know what that card does? It has
Did he actually win that game? Not
It's
like
got a centipede tattoo
mental
just
victory.
printed on it.
yeah. So when I say that a card participated in 4 conflicts, that means he lost all of those conflicts
Yeah, it's really
because
good.
that card doesn't stand otherwise.
It's so good.
Did he-
the
I mean, did he
play-to-lose
at least win
strategy
the
is
last one?
powerful.
No, he just
He was
just
still
lost all his
standing at the
conflicts.
end of the turn.
He couldn't
Oh,
trigger
well-
HMT because
well,
he
then
lost
he-
every conflict.
Then he like won the favor, right?
No, that card doesn't have any glory. He lost all the conflicts. It's got 4.
So
It's 4
good.
rings to 0.
That's so fucking good. It's such a good card.
So I'm
Yeah,
telling you.
yeah. Dan was like all like you know what else participates in 4 conflicts? Sumiko.
Oh, come on, man. You
Come
can't
on,
just compare
Scoob.
Sumiko to Tireless Sode on Senzo. That's not fair.
Fine. You know what else costs 2 and is a Shigenja? A Gasha Swordsmith.
Are we done talking about this? Is this?
Yeah, I'm-
Yeah,
I'm
I don't
good.
like looking
I-
at it.
Look, the list. I think the list is not very good. I think that Shadowblade is an incredible player,
Yeah, he's gotta
and
be-
I think this is a testament to player skill being far more important than deck choice.
Absolutely, I
agree.
agree.
But the real talking point here is that Jakob is on 2 alibi artists, and I want to vomit. Can we just?
Well,
is that a thing we could talk about
I
even
mean-
mildly?
Aren't all Scorpions on 2 alibi artists? But
No,
then
what?
also
I put
That
3
sounds
that
like the
guy.
worst idea you could
Well, yeah,
possibly
but-
have.
like you have 2, but then you also have a third
Yeah.
one.
Oh,
exactly.
nice, strong.
Yeah.
Got him.
Strong.
Ian was playing 0. Just want to throw that out there.
All right.
Ian
Oh,
is like a
man.
totally different beast, though. Ian like breaks shit constantly, and Like Jakob's on 3 Takaos and 2 Alibi artists. I don't even know what I'm
He sure
looking
is.
at. It really be that way sometimes, I guess. Shouts out to Euro,
Look,
man.
man,
Big shouts out
he
to
is
Euro.
also an incredible player.
Yes.
Yeah, he's just
yeah.
really, really good.
No, he's obviously
So-
very fucking good. It's just strange to me to see like that because I figured Alibi
Let's-
artist is like a shoe in 3 of.
We have like a lot of Scorpion players on this podcast, so like I'll let them talk about that. I have nothing to say about Scorpion deck building.
It's-
I just copy I copy Nix's list.
It's the first card you put in your deck. It's a 3 of, and if you don't, you're wrong.
What, Ally Artist?
Yes.
Oh
Yes, I agree.
Was
I
I
think you
supposed
need 3.
Was I supposed to be on Shoju for the past month? Because I haven't been.
Well, when I went to Crane Splash, I put Shoju back in.
I
good
think you're
against
allowed to play it
Crane
and
and
allowed to
Shen?
not play it.
Oh, okay.
It's-
It's just personal choice, mostly.
I think I play too because I think it really helps in the Crane matchup, and you need to actually like make a board state and break stuff against Crane, and he helps there. I don't buy him against anybody else, and most of the time,
Yeah.
probably 19 times out of 20 when he flips, I've been him.
He's pretty good against Dragon.
Oh, if
Sure.
you don't play
pick up
Kachiko, I think
Scoot.
you play Shoju. Or if you play 1 Kachiko, I think it's good to play Shoju. But if you play 2 Kachiko, then you don't really need Shoju because you would just play Kachiko instead.
Yeah, why would I want him? Like,
I play 2 of
Okay.
both.
yeah.
I was.
Okay, all right.
Going into like I'm
I feel better now.
segueing from this deck list and Scorpion deck building in general. Let's fucking talk about some crazy shit that happened. It's not that crazy.
Yeah. So we got
New
super
restricted
lucky,
list.
and
Or-
FFG bailed us out by not posting the news on Wednesday and instead post the news on Monday.
Yeah, that
So
was
thank
super
you
cool of
so
them.
much.
That was really nice
but-
of them.
This list is dog shit, and I want to vomit. Let's go.
This is
This list
pretty
is
good.
great.
So the new additions, for anybody watching that may not be informed yet, are Guest of Honor, Niten Master, Young Rumor Monger, Rebuild, Feast or Famine, A Fate Worse Than Death, Isawa Tadaka, and Void Fist, and the cards that were taken off were Iron Mine and Against the Waves, and I believe that's it.
Yep.
Yes. So where do
Yeah.
people want to start?
Scorpion.
Okay.
Oh, there you go. All right, you guys can go talk.
Yeah, it was a little bit too much. It was more balanced for people like I guess just grievances against Fate Worse Than Death and maybe how the card interacts in a game with other players and maybe just lack of interactivity. But at the same time, you don't really give anything to a Scorpion player for a whole 6-pack cycle. And the clan pack had maybe 2 playable cards.
Agreed.
And then you go ban like one of the most important
It had
cards.
three.
Duty,
It
and
had
Alibi
3.
Artist, and
Oh,
they're all,
Duty,
like,
Duty,
god
yeah,
tier
sure, Duty.
cards.
Yeah, come on, I had
You
3
forgot
cards.
about
Three
Duty.
cards,
Duty's
3
like
cards.
the
Yeah,
best
I mean it's a
card in the
limit
game.
1 though. It's not really like
Yeah, like you basically never use that card because it's limit 1. You never see it.
'Cause you never see it.
yeah. Okay.
It's like
playable
you never
cards,
slam
but
5 every turn for 10 turns.
I would have preferred they just put Duty and HMD on the list and left the Fate Worse Than Death
Absolutely.
I
off.
strongly
Like it would have been
agree.
completely fine. It would have made the mirror better.
It
It
would
would,
have
no,
possibly
it would,
made Scorpion
would make
mortal against
the-
Crab again.
it would make the game actually just 10 times healthier than it is.
You know what? If they do, if they put all the 1x cards on this list, it would make the game way better.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, that's like better in a bunch of
But
tiers,
then they
right?
would
But it
have
gets
to
the same
like,
idea.
they'd have to admit that they fucked up, and I don't think
Right.
they really like
No,
doing
they-
it.
All of those things have to mean that FFG has to admit that this like design philosophy they have of making 1x cards was just fucking wrong.
It's been wrong for years. They just
Okay,
fucking
well,
want it.
yeah,
Come
they're not
on,
They do it in
gonna
every.
admit
They do it in every game. They did it in Game of Thrones too. Fucking
I understand.
Crown of Gold and shit like that.
Listen, all I'm saying is that Brad, that's my best friend. I really like
Yo,
Brad.
that is a-
I'm
that
known,
is a
I'm known to
Keyforge card.
speak. Yeah, I'm known to speak very highly of him.
for sure.
Shouts out to Tyler though. You seem smarter.
So basically, like to me, this list is slowly becoming just a ban list, because once they pick one card in every color, they're essentially like saying, because you can't not have Forged Edict in your Scorpion deck, these are cards we're just banning. So Fate Worse Than Death is now banned, and Young Rumor Monger for some reason is now banned.
Young Rumor
I-
Monger was so
I don't think
excessive.
Fate Worse Than Death is banned. I was seeing Scorpions just playing three fawnings and 3 centaurs.
See,
That's fine. I don't think that's correct.
It might
That's
be
fine.
funny,
But
though.
like that, saying the card is banned is saying like nobody in their right mind would ever
I think it
do
can
that.
see fringe
I mean,
voice, though.
people are gonna try to do this stuff, but they're soon going to realize it's bad and wrong.
I think people like
I
that card
still
too.
feel like
Mm,
we'll
I
see
tr-
Fate Worse Than Death at top tables, like over time, just not as much.
I tried without Edict when they first put Edict on the list, and like it's fine if every Scorpion plays one or the other, But if you run into like a situation where you're on Fate Worse than Death and your opponent's on Edict, or you're on Edict and your opponent's on Fate Worse than Death, like you just scoop. Cause like the fawning in the center is so unreliable, and then your opponent actresses your fawnings out and then just screws you if they're going second into your
Yeah.
first. Like your fawning will leave play first. So you get the favor and then their fawning activates, so then they get the favor back. It's just like a nightmare. It's not
Just be smarter.
it's not reliable. Yeah, I mean, if you big brain, you just flop a palace. It's the better way to go, and you just like
Yeah.
take
Yeah,
your
okay.
opponent's
Like
Well,
if
I'm
you
glad we
demonstrate your
established-
superiority as a player.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's you gotta be superior that way. But you know, for some of us that don't have that big brain skill, you gotta rely on
See
deck
the open
building and
hand.
stuff
You're right.
like that.
You're right. Good
Yeah,
idea.
yeah.
It's a good,
Yeah,
that's
I
a good
just-
crutch to lean on.
I don't see myself ever wanting to play Fate Worse than Death over Forged Edict. I mean, I would love to play Fate Worse than Death,
I
but
would really love to.
like-
I miss it, dude.
Forged Edict, I can't. And yeah,
I
like
mean,
what Shen
the-
said, like if you end up on the other end of a Forged Edict when you're the one who's playing Fate Worse than Death, you're just gonna lose the game.
It would be fine if they tried to do some other cards, or I guess if the goal was to make the meta more diverse, then this restricted list did not do that. It made
Right.
clans massively locked in into certain strategies. Like Scorpion Crane just absolutely smashes Scorpion Dragon now. Before you could play Young Rumormonger and have some type of armor, or like you could play maybe like collectors to get rid of the mark of shame if something happened. But now you have way less armor. You can't really finger Jade reliably. You have to choose between Fate Worse than Death and Edict, which is rough. You know, you needed the Fate Worse than Death to kind of take care of these big targets, where in Crane you could just noble sack. Yeah, it's just it just
Yeah.
didn't add to diversity, and it might have, in my
Um,
opinion, it was a little bit overdone. And based on what they're doing right now, I'm just worried that going into the next 6 months, we're gonna see the same type of treatment for Scorpion after lackluster card pull from the last cycle.
This list exists because it's supposed to make you have to answer these interesting deck building questions, but a lot of clans, like Johnny just talked about, are like nailed into something where they don't really have any decisions they're making. I don't know. Like I would like somebody to point out a clan that we could talk about that does have an interesting question that is asked to them by this list.
Does it have to be like strictly as viable as a tier 1, or can it be a potential competitor?
I think
Because
Phoenix
can
and
name,
Crab
like,
both have
everything. Yeah. Phoenix.
Yeah.
Phoenix, you
Crab
could
have
choose
to be
between Charge and
choices.
Tadako.
Yeah.
can, like-
So
I think
the
Charge
choices
works actually.
aren't varied. They both involve charge.
Yeah. Like.
Yeah.
Like Crab can choose to play charge and then just try and high roll saves.
That's a thing. It's probably not as good, but that's a thing. And
Yeah, but like that's a
likewise-
choice, right? Like that, like
Yeah, it's like a legitimate choice. It's not like the wrong choice. It's just.
Is
might
it
not
a,
be
Yeah, yeah.
is it really a choice if one is just like definitely
Yes.
not as good as the other?
But we don't know that.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
hard to say right now too.
Like you can't say that right now.
I actually
Yeah,
do
sure.
think like Charge Bird is better than Tadaka now, but that's like maybe I'm totally completely wrong.
I mean, charge bird could be better than Tadaka. We don't know.
Yeah, we don't
need
know.
data.
So like I think
Um,
there's like a couple interesting questions posed to a couple clans, although I think in particular Scorpion and Dragon just kind of got dicked down by this for I wouldn't say no reason, but like overly dicked down. And
Nope,
they
I don't give a
lost
fuck. This list is perfully fine.
I
with me.
don't think it hit that
Well, I
Dragon
mean,
that
it
badly.
helps Dragon because like and Crab because we just don't have to worry about Fate Worse than Death as much now. And
No,
that-
I didn't give a fuck about Fate Worse than Death.
I feel like it actually
I
made
did.
Dragon decks easier because
Play
now they don't have
Dragon
to
card.
worry about sitting there thinking like, oh, do I play Neaton Master? Do I cut Neaton Master? Like, oh, that decision's
No,
made for you
don't.
now.
No, that wasn't a decision either. That you just played that card because you used it to beat the HMT decks into oblivion.
Right.
And
you
used
wanna-
used it to make Seeker of Fire Cranes regret all their decisions.
Oh yeah.
But like the actual choice is just there's always Void Fist, because by putting Nita Master and keeping Pathfinder's Blade on the list, there's no point in ever picking either of those two
Yeah,
cards
just not
because
have
they only work with each other.
Right.
Like I would just never want to take Pathfinder's Blade if I don't have Nita Master to abuse it with.
Kind of going into my point of like they wanted to ask interesting questions, but they actually made the decision for you already.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like if they wanted to make a decision, they should just not have added Nita Master, and then there's like a real choice.
And I think that Crane is in a very similar place. I just like obviously the answer is Guest of Honor. I don't see Crane ever playing any of the other cards. Like what would be?
it's It's strange to me a couple of the choices they made because, like, some of them not only just seem like overkill from just us discussing it, but almost just unnecessary in general, right? Like a card like Niten Master, almost nobody that is, ooh, this is maybe a little dickish, but almost nobody that's like good at the game has complained about that card in the past like year. Like it's just not that fucking good anymore. Like I'm Crab and I don't even fucking care about that thing that much.
That card's not good against Crab though.
Yeah.
Like you can ask the like it's it's good against 3 clans, and the problem is that 2 of those clans are like are bottom bitches, so like no one cares what they say. So it's good against Crane. It's good against Crane Dragon Splash. It's insane against Unicorn and insane against Lion.
Yep, and like it doesn't seem like a card that warranted being hit, and it almost seems like they're appealing to. And I don't think they're incorrect entirely to do so, but it seems like they're kind of appealing to not fully competitive players there. Likewise, Young Rumor Monger didn't have to be hit, and even a Fate Worse Than Death didn't really have to be hit. They could have hit other stuff, and hitting a Fate Worse Than Death, to me, almost exclusively screams that they're trying to appeal to the like mid-level intermediate players.
That was my first
That
knee-jerk
card is like as
reaction.
fair as it gets, despite being like a pretty feels bad card. It's
Well, like,
pretty fucking fair.
What obviously there's something that needs to be toned down with Scorpion because like people just are idiots. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like there's something it has to give, and so your options are put City of the Open Hand on the restricted list. Put you need to put the 1x cards on the restricted list, or put Fate Worse Than Death, and they're not going to do two of those three options.
Yeah, and like it's basically it was their
really-
option after the other ones that they could have hit.
You don't think like Marker Shamer or Cunning Magistrate would be better picks than Fate?
I just don't think it does it. I don't
Cunning
think
Magistrate is
maybe
whatever.
Cunning Magistrate. I don't think Marker
Cunning Magistrate is only good against like, well, I guess the bottom clans. Like it's not
good
that good
against
against Dragon.
Yeah.
It's not good against Dragon. They have Honor. They have the Alchemist. It's not that good against Crane. They have SBR. They have whatever. In the Mirror, it's whatever. That's a shit show.
Yeah, and
Who
like
else is
everybody
there?
else, no one else can interact with Glory, so it's good against them. But like we already have enough stuff to deal with them. Like I don't think Cunning Magistrate would have been.
Well, Cunning Magistrate
right
just
there.
fucks Lion, and it's good against Crab.
It sure
Yeah,
is.
But like Crab has Cloud now, so it's not as good against Crab.
It's true. Yeah, I mean, he really is one of the only Cloud targets now. Like,
I
you know,
think
sometimes
if you're
you see
trying to
Cloud
hit,
Chico, but
I just feel like if you're trying to hit a unfun, feels bad card, like there's other more degenerate cards to hit than Fate Worse. But I don't know. Maybe that's
Like
just
what?
me.
What's
I feel
what's?
like there's
I mean,
stuff that's
obviously
more-
the 1x cards, but we're like I like people listening just assume that we acknowledge the 1x cards as decision points, but we also are not going to talk about them because nothing will be done.
yeah,
Sure,
they
yeah.
refuse to.
I also like City.
Consume
City
5/5 fires or Cav reserves. Those cards are
Those
my
like
opinion actually
Cav Reserves
potentially
is
stronger.
the best event in the game. People don't realize that. Like very easily the best event in the game.
Oh, it for sure is. It's just in Unicorn. That's like really the big thing, right?
Could
Yeah,
be
when the
easier
Unicorn
for
clan pack
something
comes,
later.
people are just gonna be like, "Oh, but there's just Unicorn, and Unicorn's just gonna win everything."
No, yeah, like I totally agree with you. I just mean
Like you can't just
nobody's
dismiss a
complaining
clan
about it now.
that's gotten cards for like like Unicorn right now is a very real deck.
Yeah, what I'm saying is people aren't complaining about it yet because people don't realize that like it is clearly
Well,
a
also
ridiculously
Scorpion's
powerful
putting up
card.
plus 40 in plus minus.
Hell yeah, classic. It's okay though. Like the game's pretty balanced right now, for sure, definitely.
I mean, I actually think it is, but I play Dragon, so
Oh, I
I
mean,
think it's
none
pretty
of the
balanced after this, but
stats
it might
matter
be, like,
now anymore.
a
Anyway,
little fucked, yeah. Things are weird.
so-
I'm looking forward to see how it goes though.
Yeah, things are definitely weird, and they're gonna get even weirder because not only do we have a huge meta shakeup, I mean, we have like a billion products coming out in the next 6 months. We have 2 clan packs guaranteed, a big box cycle. The start of the next cycle is gonna be out. The big box has more cards than in a cycle, right? I think it's like
it's 80.
136.
It's 82 cards.
Oh, is it
82
82
cards. It'll be like
76 3 ofs and 6 1 of cards, which I assume are either strongholds or provinces or a
Yeah.
mixture.
So we
Yeah,
only
so-
have like 480 cards right now. It'll be 1/6 of our current pool gets added in January, and then each clan pack adds like another 30.
Yeah.
Dear Lord.
Yeah.
And then we'll have the first pack of the new cycle in May,
And then they're gonna go to normal LCG model, which
Yeah.
hopefully makes everyone happy. Six
I
and
mean,
six,
that's not a possible thing to do. Make everyone happy.
it won't make everyone happy, but it'll make the LCG people happy because all I ever hear every time 6 and 6 is announced, why are they doing 6 and 6? And it's like, do you just want a cycle? It's like, man, you're gonna get a theme in pack 1 and have to wait 5 more months to finish that theme. I hope you're happy.
Yeah, I'm not. I would much rather have 6 and 6. Like, I don't know. I don't understand the argument for not that, because now we're gonna have a pack in.
The argument.
Yeah,
it might not be the best
we'll have
argument, but
we'll have a steady drip, but we're gonna have cards that come out in May, and then we're gonna have cards that come out in June, and then July, and then like maybe the August pack comes out before Gen Con. It probably doesn't, and even if it does, like then we're still exactly where we were last year, where everyone was complaining that there are 2 packs from the cycle not released for Gen Con. What the fuck?
I mean, that's just gonna happen.
just.
Although
Yeah,
that
I
said,
mean,
like, I don't know. I mean, one, that sucks because like when a tournament doesn't have full legality of shit that's out.
Oh,
which,
like Gen Con this year?
of-
Yeah.
Yeah, like Gen Con this year just being 1, a shit show, and 2, a shit show.
First off, it was not a shit show. I had a great time at Gen Con.
Yeah, I mean, Gen Con was
I'm
fun
glad
for
you
sure,
did.
but like.
Yeah, no, Gen Con was probably cool as fuck. I just mean, like, as far as the meta goes, like, it was a completely unstable meta and also marred entirely by Hawk Tattoo. Like, just utterly dominated by it.
It was funny. I don't think I
strange
won a single game on the back of Hawk Tattoo. I just had dragon cards instead.
That's
Yeah,
a good,
well,
that's a
I
good
mean,
place to start.
So things that were not legal for Gen Con include like Void Fist. That wasn't a thing that you could play.
Yeah, and Mitsu.
Mark
I was
of
playing
Shame,
online
Mitsu.
in the weeks leading up to Gen Con, just like playing with these toys, and then like the Gen Con meta rolled around. I'm like, well, fuck this.
Yeah. I remember when Mitsu was first like leaked, and I remember thinking, "There's no way he actually has covert, right? Like his text box is too good. Why would they wouldn't give him covert?" And then he comes out and he has covert, and I'm just like, "Oh, okay, I guess so."
Pablo told me at Worlds that in original playtesting he was a 5/4, and they thought he was too powerful, so they gave him -1/-1, but then added covert. That's a true story.
Wow,
Man, I love the testers of this.
That's like I don't know if you guys know know people who are listening, or you guys know the magic stories like of Skull Clamp and GT.
Yeah.
Skull Clamp. So Skull Clamp gave +1/+1 for during release, and at the last second they're like, this is too good, so they made it +1/-1 because it needed a drawback.
And then it proceeded to.
And then
break the
GT,
game.
instead of giving -1/-1 to creatures, it used to be remove a charge counter to add 2 colorless mana to your mana pool.
I did not know that one. That's
Dude, card games fucking blow. Holy.
So
shit.
like I mean it happens in every game, just for
Yeah.
people, like these last minute changes.
God,
It's
drafting
interesting.
during that block must have sucked so much.
Yeah, did you open a dragon, a GT, or if you in Saviors you had to open Manriki Gusari?
It was the best block ever for the.
That set was great. That set had no Dachi, Bushido, like that was awesome.
it was
Triple
so
champions, one of my favorite blocks of all time.
My man. Okay, I can get behind that. Anyways, back to packs not being legal though. We kind of had a quick conversation about this in the Discord, but
Oh yeah, the dragon
learning
pack
the dragon pack not being legal for Worlds, like,
is awesome. I love it.
That's really frustrating, and I don't play dragon at all, like ever, and it's kind of like super gross and shitty for a competitive event or game to do something like that.
For the competitive event.
Yeah,
right?
it seems very not okay with me, and I think people are a bit too quick to be like, yeah, dragon doesn't need it, because like it's the principle. Don't be a dumbass. Like
It's just like one, I hate clan packs. When they started doing clan packs, I thought they were garbage. Like this year at Worlds, 2 clans had a larger card pool than 5 clans, right?
they sure did.
Like that's just like really dumb. Why is this a thing? And
Now one
then
card is a smaller card.
so they're rectifying it, right? They're like, we understand this is shitty, so we're gonna speed these out, right? Like we're gonna release them faster than we would, in like Game of Thrones. However, they're just like, you know what? We're just not gonna release the 7th one in time for Worlds. Well, we probably could easily do that, but we're just not going to.
You're gonna get some extra stuff. It's like, who the fuck cares?
Well, like,
about
what
the
does that even
extra
mean?
stuff?
I could get 1 extra card, and they're like, see, extra. We told you.
Yeah, and like, it doesn't
Did
fucking
they
matter.
say
'cause it's
extra,
after
or I thought
Worlds.
they
They
said
bonus
they're
shit.
just gonna get some
Nah,
like
fuck
okay
'em.
stuff. Like
They
don't
said some
worry.
dumb shit like that.
Yeah, I need some clarification here. You can say don't worry, but like I don't believe you.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, that extra stuff could be like Wrath of the Kami 2.0.
Yeah, exactly.
Or it could be like
more cards
this
that are all
full art
unplayable.
Wrath of the Kami. You better believe it, dude.
First off, Wrath of the Kami is the best card in L5R. It's the only card that can
Seeker of
instantly
Enlightenment?
lose you the game from 24 honor by itself. No other card can do that.
Damn.
Hey, look, tanking your honor is very strong, as I've learned playing with the Scorpion box.
That's true.
Okay, I don't want to hear it.
It's a good idea.
Would you play? Would you play Wrath of the Kami, Shen? It tanks your honor.
Scorpion?
Yeah.
In the right build, yeah, actually. Like,
Alright.
if it was, is it limit 1?
No, it's unlimited. That's why you can lose.
No,
from
no,
24
no.
honor.
Is the holding limit 1?
Yes, it's limit 1. That's my limit 1.
Yeah, fuck that. No.
You have Hidden Moon Dojo, and I have Wrath of the Kami.
I think they compare favorably in
Yeah, I
Dragon's
agree.
favor, right?
Yeah. You have, so
Probably
you have like
think
way
it's a
more
rare
honor
stat.
left over. I can't use it that many times.
Yeah.
I've only bonsai'd over like bonsai paid honor twice. Like
You can
know,
only
like-
lose up to like 40 honor in a game with Scorpion, right?
Look, Wrath of the Kami is so bad. It compares non-favorably to Miwaku Kabe.
That card is allowed in New England L5R Enlightenment.
Ooh, nice. Well, that card is actually better than Wrath of the Kami. So that's just
Yeah. It might be too good now that you mentioned that. Maybe we'll have to ban it.
yeah, 'cause it's Imperial, right? You can fetch your Satoshi. It's like 10 times better.
Ooh, I think
Oh,
Satoshi's
get that
probably
shit out of
bad,
there.
too.
Strong.
Satoshi's a
strong.
little too degenerate in combo.
You can play Satoshi, it just depends on what you're tutoring for.
Yeah, you're not allowed to have any keepers either. You can't play Satoshi and keeper.
Yeah. Come on,
Well,
man.
you could play Satoshi, but you have to write a thesis about why your deck is an Imperial deck, and then we have to, verify.
Oh, nice. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, if you want to
Yeah,
play something that is
minimum-
deemed too strong, you have to tell us why you're allowed to play it and why it fits your theme. Otherwise,
Did you guys hear this? Did you guys hear the leak about the Emperor?
No, actually, you want to tell us?
Okay, I don't know what Discord I showed that. So apparently some of the people at Madrid were shown test sheets of Unicorn Pack and Children of the Empire. And
Was
so
this official, or is this someone was like, hey, this?
no,
is...
this was literally like I'm not gonna name names obviously, but like somebody told me that they were given test sheets by accident. Like FFG fucked up.
Damn.
And so like they translated some of the cards.
Okay.
Or Pablo was translating some of the cards. And so basically the Emperor is rumored to be a 6-cost dash.
Okay.
Oh no.
Here we go.
with-
What?
It's the first Planeswalker in L5R.
Yep.
Oh no.
Here we
With
go.
6 glory.
Okay.
Oh no.
Okay, I
If
see
you
you.
don't if you don't have the Imperial favor, he instantly dies. He has action, bow a character. Action during a conflict, bow a character. And then he has a reaction. I'm not sure on the wording of this, but the wording that I was given is reaction. When an opponent plays an event, you can either take 1 honor from them or cancel it.
No.
You get to choose.
So the wording makes it like you get to choose, but I'm not sure. It could be your opponent choose.
Is that unlimited, or is that
No,
one
it's-
time?
It doesn't even matter what it is.
I shared this with you, Shen. I shared this in the
He's a
chat that
dash
you're in.
dash with six.
Oh,
What
I
a
don't
man.
remember fully.
He's so powerful. What a card.
Oh, actually, no, I do remember it now. Yeah.
Can I just say, please no, don't do this, please.
No, they're gonna do it. Remember
Please
the time
don't.
you said?
I'm assuming he's also limit 1 per deck, right? Like I assume.
Yeah, of course, of course.
No, I like legitimately assume he's the fucking emperor. He's got to be
Yeah,
limit
of
1 per deck.
course, yeah.
You can't have
I mean,
more
you
than
can
1
be
emperor.
unique, dude.
I mean, is this card really
Really
that
unique for
broad?
sure.
No,
I think
feel,
it's
I mean, he
actually
costs 6
okay. It's just
I feel like
I don't know,
six.
it seems.
He probably also has no attachment.
he needs no attachments, right?
Damn.
Otherwise, he's banana. He's a
Are you-
6 feet Imperial Palace.
you're gonna tell me that I can't reprieve the Emperor? No.
It's actually
Pass.
better than the Imperial Palace. Like,
He's double palace,
yeah,
6
he's
glory.
double palace. And
I
he's
mean,
a
is it
dash.
strictly better because like it costs 6 and Palace is free?
Well, yeah, but like as far as
I assume the emperor has the
reward-
imperial trait also, so you can Satoshi for him.
Ooh, hell yeah!
Of
brother. I like
course.
that.
Oh, and he makes what's he called? Sapo Nishikawa bigger.
Oh
So,
yeah, I mean
Oh.
that's
It's
like
happening.
flavorful. That's like super flavorful though, right?
Paging Shay, hello?
Yeah, like Sapuna Shikawa is getting bigger to protect the emperor. That's really flavorful.
It's getting brawlic, dude.
Well, 3x
So-
fawning and Scorpion if that card comes out.
It should definitely be like not 1 per deck and just be unique, so you can mill Satoshi to like keep fading it up more.
Man, we
No,
did
dude,
so
he's
good
the
talking
Emperor,
about the
there's only
restricted
one.
list.
But he's a unique character.
I'm proud of all you guys.
What's up?
Why?
We did so good talking about the restricted list.
There's just like nothing to talk about, right? Like I don't like what do people want us
Yeah,
to say?
Okay,
We talked
let's
about the
talk
cards
about
that
some
matter.
new shit. Has anybody got new shit? Dragon? Oh no, you don't. Okay, Scorpion. Oh, now you actually have less shit. Crab. I'm gonna play Phoenix Splash. It's probably not as good. Okay.
All right,
What's
well,
that?
we can do winners and losers. I think that'd be a good thing to talk about.
Okay, that is
Yeah.
a good idea.
So start with Crab.
Crab.
Yeah, so Crab and Phoenix are the 2 winners, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Like Crab is strictly
Does
like
Lion
a
win by having
rule
nothing
meta.
happen?
That's a push then, right?
It's, I think
Well, I mean,
Lion
if other
is like,
decks got worse.
I think Lion is.
Oh,
net
sure,
positive
Lion can
because
win too,
everybody
how's
else
that?
got worse and they got nothing.
Yeah,
They're
Shadowblade's
still
deck
Lion.
didn't change at all. His deck didn't lose a single
Yeah.
card.
They should probably hit rid of Authority next though.
The new meta killer.
All right, so Lion moves up into winner category.
I mean, let's call them like a small winner, but they're a winner, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. So like clients that push, Dragon pushes.
Does Crane push or do they lose?
Crane probably pushes also, right? They don't really lose anything.
If
I
anything,
mean,
it
they're
makes
no
people
longer
play
allowed
air
to
more
play.
now.
They don't have
No.
to deal with Newton Master, and they don't have to.
Yeah,
deal with
yeah,
Knock
like, that's
anymore,
actually, like, a
right?
big
It's
deal,
probably a
too.
push. Yeah, it's probably a push.
There's also less
There-
cancel targets in the Scorpion matchup. Like, you just don't have to really worry as much about canceling Fate Worse than Death because it's not a thing.
They're just not allowed to
Also-
play Fury, Guest of Honor, and Feast or Famine in the same deck anymore.
That was a fun
I
tournament.
don't know. I don't know why you guys are complaining. I smashed that deck 3 times at PAX. That deck was so easy to
I'm
beat.
not as a Scorpion. I mean, I'm not complaining about Feast or Famine. I'm complaining about Guest of Honor. But
Yeah, yeah. Luis is like, I'm complaining about all 3.
That's what I do. That's what I'm here.
Guess was a pretty dumb card, but
I mean,
Yeah.
it's still gonna be around for sure.
It's
yeah,
awesome.
it's still gonna be played. But yeah, I don't know if it needed to go on RL. Maybe, maybe not. Who knows?
I think it probably did just because it's like raw degeneracy. But
It should
And then,
just
like-
be, it should just be actually banned. But whatever.
I don't know about all
And
that.
then
I wouldn't
losers-
go that far.
and then losers are Scorpion and Unicorn. Unicorn loses Feast
Oh,
or
right.
Famine, which is
They
Yeah.
lose Feast or Famine,
Yeah.
and like the off chance that Crab Splash was ever better for them is now pretty.
yeah. They lose the random rebuild. Oh, and then
'Cause,
also
like-
in the losing category is every like off meta deck.
Yeah.
You know, Dishonor, Phoenix, Flashing Fate Worse Than Death.
Pablo
know,
Crab,
supporting the
like,
Scorpion
total
Lion.
loser here.
Like literally all of the people who wanted to have fun, like
Yeah.
all their fun got crushed.
You're like actually not allowed to have fun anymore.
Pablo's deck is unplayable now because you can't play Charge and Rebuild anymore.
I mean, they're gonna find a way, right? Let's think. He's probably gonna throw in like 3 pragmatisms and call it a day.
Well, Yeah, I mean, yeah, he wasn't playing Iron Mine though, so like he could just play Iron Mine.
yeah, but what are you gonna do? Save your fucking Tattooed Wanderer? Who cares?
yeah, no, like
Nah.
rebuilding Storehouse is a legit play in that deck too.
No,
And
because
sounds
he's playing
crazy,
Razy
but-
Alarm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
No, that's
like
fair.
he plays Razy Alarm, and to
Yes,
get
he
any
can.
value
Like,
out of that godforsaken card, you basically have to rebuild the Storehouse, pop it, and then raise.
Rebuild is by far the best card in that deck.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Wait,
And the deck definitely takes like a notable hit.
Alright, so there's a question in here. With Tadaka and Guest on the restricted list now, will they continue with the design space of having cards negate events period, or does it open the ability for more counters or different types of counters?
Yes to the first, probably no to the second.
I mean,
They're
they're
gonna
gonna
keep
they're gonna
making
put more
mistakes.
cancels, assuming like more
Yeah.
restrictive cancels at some point.
Or it's
Yeah,
gonna
I
be
mean,
like taxes.
there's the rumored like mill dual cancel in Children.
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
Corn, Right? Like that's something
Yeah.
I'm looking into.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna see more cards though that just say you can't do this. I think they've learned their lesson, but then again,
I don't think so.
Yeah, I definitely don't.
They
I'm-
love,
Like what lessons
They
have
love
they
the
learned
design
over the
space of
entire
saying
past
no.
like year? That
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
been
Saying no, they like that.
they really love the design space of saying like, no, you can't have fun.
Well,
It's
I mean,
everywhere in
worst-
L5R.
We use
The
the term
worst-
taxes and embargoes.
Worst fallback is still censure, right? So there is still censure as like a neutral event cancel for every clan. It's just you have to
Let's
work
not
for
say
it.
every
Not for
clan,
every
right?
clan.
It's not for every clan.
Censure?
It is literally
It's-
unplayable out of
It's
clan.
not.
Like actually unplayable.
It is a neutral card,
Mm.
Shen, but if you put it in certain decks, you're
Okay,
actually
like I don't know. Outside of Crab, like can't you just get it with any other faction?
Can you afford the tempo loss of leaving a dude unbowed? Out of like Unicorn?
well, Unicorn just wins wins more.
Yeah, I think
mean, that's-
Unicorn can just grab it.
That's
They-
if they're just
they
winning,
want
but
conflicts.
like in general, can other clans, I guess, afford the tempo loss of leaving a dude unbowed, or just naturally like consistently gain the favor?
I have Ancient Master, so I don't really
I
care.
think
That's
think it's
what I
really
was saying.
easy.
Like eventually, when you see like a bunch more characters with glory, which I think they probably will do, you have these like 1-drop, 2-drop favor snipers, and then you just play. Sentry.
And then your opponent has the Emperor,
Fucking
and you
hate
cry.
the favor snipes
Yeah.
from hand.
So just
I
all we
absolutely-
need
That's 1x. That's different, right? Like
all we need is Children of the Emperor to just have every single character has 3 or more glory.
Yeah.
Problem
I
solved.
hope the Emperor is a conflict card now that you mention it.
As a Scorpion player, I
Oh.
really hope that happens.
A 1x conflict card, so just
Yeah,
so
yeah,
you
yeah.
can consider
No,
it on
okay.
occasion. Like,
ugh.
The Emperor has the budget to just show up wherever he wants. He's definitely a conflict character.
Look, the
Yeah.
Emperor is a planeswalker. He's the first L5R planeswalker.
Yeah, so he's got to be from your hand. I mean, obviously.
It's gotta be busted, right? That's how it works.
So, can you
We've learned
just-
anything from TG?
He's probably
So
untargetable too.
can he planeswalk out of your deck into the game? Is that a thing? Can
Ooh,
we?
Sounds
strong.
good. Let's tutor him in.
Yeah. All right.
Powerful.
Hey,
plays,
maybe
dude.
maybe that's that card. The thing. Yeah. No, it's definitely gonna happen. You're gonna be able to when your opponent does something, you're gonna be able to react to play the Emperor from your
While
deck.
he's in
It's gonna
your
happen.
fucking deck.
Wild card is in your deck.
Like,
Yeah. Check
just
the rules.
reveal it and
They play
cancel an
deceit.
event or some shit. Like,
No,
alright, dude.
he has Pan Glacial Worm text, so if you ever search your deck, you can play him.
Oh no.
Jeez.
Oh no.
But only if you're searching from the front and you pass him on the way to the card you're looking for.
God. So if they like let you search your deck, they're also gonna print something that's like reveal the top card of your deck, and then the order thing's gonna matter, and then everyone's gonna die. It's just
There's already a
hope
card
they
that searches
make
your
it.
deck. Agasha Shensun lets you search your deck.
Yeah, he just sees zero
Ah.
play.
oh really
What?
interesting.
Yeah, he's like a straight tutor.
Alright.
Dude.
He's
You
literally a straight. He's
discard-
just a straight up tutor.
It's during a conflict.
good.
You return a ring you've claimed to the ring pool.
You return any number. You return any number of rings,
Right.
minimum of 1, and
You
search
keep
your
it
deck
that
for an
way.
attachment cost. Attachment card with cost equal to the number of rings you returned,
Ah,
Okay.
and put it into play attached to a character.
got it.
That guy. Yeah, I remember that guy. All right.
Yeah, that guy
Oh,
sucks
yeah,
because
you
he
don't-
has really shitty
People
timing
were
issues,
way scared.
and
of
his
him.
stats suck.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
don't you remember when we were losing our mind when we were scared that you could trigger it for 0?
Well, that
I
would have been
don't
really
recall.
bad,
I
but
don't
like
think I was here yet.
I think I would play him if I could just use him outside of a conflict.
Sure.
The fact that I have to use him in a conflict is really shitty timing issues. I can't like
Yeah.
pre-tutor up a Finger of Jade.
Yeah.
yeah, I think he
Also,
will...
his stats are garbage.
His stats
Well,
were real
yeah.
bad.
Like, it's really fucking bad.
Like, and then you look at the other things you could spend money on, and like you just don't really have to tutor. You can just spend. money
Agasha
on
Swordsmith
dudes
does the
who are
same
really
thing.
Good.
Agasha Swordsmith grabs me a card and then gets assassinated.
I mean, it be that way. And if he doesn't get assassinated, he grabs you like 15 cards,
no,
like at least. It's always reprieve every time too, like whenever you need it, for sure.
it's whatever I need. We got
You have to,
reprieve
like,
or
will it
I
into
guess grab.
existence,
So
you know?
I need a cloud real quick. Let me just grab that cloud.
For sure.
The reason why Aneil is better than everybody is because he does the big brain play of tutoring for the top 5 for the card he needs.
Yeah. It's
Well,
only,
yeah, if you
it's
play
only
3 of each one,
swordsmith.
you look at 5. It's great.
I still never understood why he was a Shigenja. This blew my mind.
What do you mean? Fire
Well, you-
Shigenja makes plenty of sense.
Yeah. How do you think he heats the forge?
Yeah. What, do
What
you
else
think
would it
he's
be?
doing in there, dude? What the fuck?
No, but like
Like Bushi.
Why would he be
Bushi.
a Bushi.
Why would he be a Bushi?
He's a fucking.
I don't know.
craftsman and
It
he's
doesn't
an
make any
Agasha.
sense.
You can't be Bushi and make swords. That doesn't make any
Yeah,
sense. at
dude.
Yeah,
all.
That would just
Bushi's
make
used
you
the
a
sword,
bitch.
Shen. Jesus Christ.
He doesn't know how to use them, dude. He's just making them with cool fire magic.
Yeah. You got to have fire magic to make swords. How else do you think
Yeah.
Rokugan started?
Yeah, then you tutor for a Cloud the Mind because he's a swordsmith making swords. I can tutor
Yeah.
for,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
For
No,
drugs.
that's
No,
just like
no,
a
no.
different kind of sword if you think about it.
Yeah. No.
I like the way
claps
Luis
the mind.
argues.
The swords are just really sparkly, and he just stands there and is like, "Ooh, look at this," and then they're like,
Yeah.
"Ooh,
Exactly. You're
it
fucking.
works."
You're
Yeah, cloud the
baffled.
mind.
Like
So,
Hey,
so back,
the reason
back to
you
the
got
restricted
cloud
list.
is because of Shen's.
I have a-
Oh, are you
question
gonna try and
for you
do my job now?
I have a question real quick.
This is Aneil's podcast now.
Do you guys think that For Greater Glory should come off the list?
No.
Yes.
No.
I think
They
it
should,
should.
they should
For-
try it. Like
for the
they
purpose
should
of
just
balance,
try it,
yes.
and if it breaks the game, just put
yeah,
it
what's,
back
what's
on.
the worst thing that could happen? Give us
Like-
like 2 weeks to see how it goes.
Yeah.
not even that,
Tentatively
so, like-
take it off.
So you know how Magic's ban and restricted list is updated every month or whatever?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like I don't expect that out of this game, but like if they updated it every 3 months or whatever, or 4 months, like we
or
could
like
do
at
stuff like
any
this where
remotely feasible time where we could not.
yeah,
suffer
you just
for,
like you
half
do
the
things like this
program.
where it's like we're gonna let unrestricted For Greater Glory and see what happens. And if it doesn't break the game, everyone can have fun again. And if it does break the game, well, now people are like, okay, I understand why it's still on there, and people won't get upset.
Yeah, I think
The problem is that like it's not even a problem in this game either, right? Like when they unbanned Jace the Mind Sculptor and people lost their shit, they thought it was gonna break Modern.
At all.
It didn't do anything.
It
but,
literally
like people were like, they're gonna have to ban that card again, and everyone's like, no, you can't because it like the card is worth too much money, and you don't have to worry about that in this game. If I unrestrict For Greater Glory and then reban it, no one's losing any money.
Yeah.
Is there like a set time that they said they would update the ban list every year? I thought they was just
No.
whenever they
No.
wanted to, they could just update it, right?
It's a living
mean, they
document. They
could.
can do it whenever they want.
Yeah, they can literally do whatever they want, but like
Okay.
they also just aren't going to.
Yeah, remember
Plus-
that time when they could have done
yeah,
it whenever
plus
they
or minus.
wanted during like the 3 months Hawk Tattoo ruined the game? Because I
Yeah.
Anytime.
Was it
I
really
went
3
on-
months?
It was like 2
It was.
months, I think. It was a long time, dude. It
Whatever.
felt
That
like
card was
forever.
better
It
against me
felt-
than it was for me, so I don't care.
Yeah.
It felt like an actual year.
Yeah, but it
It
was actually
felt
just like one tournament.
actually forever.
Yeah, I mean what about that time that they could have updated it before fucking PAX Unplugged and, had Crane not fucking beat me twice in Swiss? It's fine. I'm not bitter.
So Mike asked that maybe
Yeah.
they're doing that same thing that you suggested by trying
you
to
would
take
agree?
off against the waves and see what happens.
I don't think that's what they're doing. This is the only thing in Tyler's explanation that made sense.
Yeah.
Every single other explanation that he gave was stupid and didn't make any sense.
that's what they
And
do.
the reason that Against the Waves came off is because it allows people to splash Phoenix without basically getting fucked and having to take Against the Waves as a restricted card.
I
That's
mean,
fair.
there really is no other like Phoenix splash.
I still am scared of that card not being restricted. I feel like that card is like uber powerful.
It is very
I hope
powerful.
it doesn't like break the game, but it just feels like it makes Shugenja strictly a
I mean-
bad keyword to have like above 3 cost.
Outside of Phoenix, like besides Cloud the
Yeah.
Mind, Shugenja really isn't a keyword. Like you
Right, but,
play
like-
X Shugenjas for your X amount of clouds.
Well, but it
Like,
could
don't get
be
me
a
wrong, I
keyword.
like Tyler, and I think he's done a good job, like with his design philosophy and like the direction he's taking the game. I just really hate the article that he released explaining these changes.
Well, I mean, I just think that everything that you type has to go through multiple other people before people outside the company are allowed to read it. And we don't know that the words that he wrote are what actually
I don't
made it
know,
in front
dude.
of us.
How many people
like,
do you really
there
think FFG hires to write articles about Legend of the
Yeah,
Fire?
I don't know. Eric. I feel like you're giving them a lot of credit
Yeah,
here.
you're giving them way too much credit.
If this was
Yeah.
Keyforge, you might have me because that's their baby right
That's
now.
true.
That's their moneymaker.
That's true. A new game has come out since L5R. We're no
Yeah, and
it's
longer
they're
fucking
working on the new
overpriced,
hotness.
dude.
There's all hands on deck are
It's
apparently.
over.
Baz was saying for the new hotness.
Well, that's how L5. That's how FFG works.
Yeah, every year,
they
new
only
hotness.
do one game. Yeah.
It's okay. Just next year we
Um,
have to get a fuckload of people to show up to tournaments, so we could be the new hotness again.
Yeah, good thing the tournament structure is really strong and helps accommodate
yeah.
that.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
the Hatamoto changes in particular are going to encourage a lot of people to travel for tournaments.
And stay clan loyal.
Yeah.
Clan
Yeah,
loyalty is
gonna be
alive
great.
and well.
No,
Yeah,
both of those
buddy.
things.
You better
Not to
believe I'm
mention-
not
Although,
playing crap.
although now that all the bandwagon Scorpion players can't use Fate Worse than Death anymore, what clan do they jump to now?
Scorpion.
I don't know. I don't know what I'm
Casino
going
is
to
still, like,
next.
Phoenix or
easiest thing
Dragon?
I've
Probably
ever
Phoenix or
browsed.
Dragon. Most likely.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'll
I
win
think
all my
people
mirrors.
are gonna pick up
Yeah.
Dragon and realize that actually having to like play the game properly is way harder.
If a bunch of people go on to Dragon, the Aneil Rampage is going to become insane through North America.
You should just start putting out like fake deck lists so idiots will just copy them from you.
No, I posted all my real deck lists that I had been testing with the rumored restricted list prior to it actually being announced, and I just posted them for everyone to see.
Is
like,
that why
'cause
everybody's
everyone-
saying that Dragon is like for sure going Phoenix Splash? Because I've heard so many people say that, and it just seems
No,
objectively
well,
incorrect.
those people can do whatever they want. Crab Splash is better.
Yeah, I've seen it like somebody mentioned it before the cast, but like I've also seen it a bunch of times in the
Have you read
official
Reprieve?
L5R Discord.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Have you read
exactly.
Reprieve?
Like it is objectively not correct to go Phoenix Splash, and you have one Shugenja worth unbowing, and he costs $1 billion.
No, I have 3.
Would you against the waves
unbowing?
of Swordsmith?
Oh, no,
No,
you can't.
Master Alchemist, Yokuni, and Doom Shigenja.
No, you can't play Yokuni.
I guess
anymore.
against the waves
He's-
on Doom
he's
Shugenja
dead.
is like a thing.
Why? What?
No, yeah, you can't play Yokuni anymore. Did you see the update? So
Oh,
if
okay.
you
Yeah,
copy
you can't
Adept
put
of
'em in your
Shadows,
hand.
you can't
Oh,
put it back
yeah,
in your
yeah.
hand. So
Yeah,
why
it's
play
because
it?
they didn't want you to shuffle them into your conflict deck.
Yeah,
Literally
so-
unplayable.
Yeah, Dragon's unplayable. You have
Yo,
to
That's
do
fair.
it
Yokuni
now.
in hand.
What a
bro?
sick
That shit's
nerf.
kinda
I
hot.
never even knew
Did you
that
really not?
happened.
Yeah, we had this discussion yesterday.
Yeah.
I was complaining, and Shen's like, "How many times did you actually do that?" And I think I recollected I've done it 3 times.
Wow.
my
Over the
history of
course
playing
of
Dragon.
like
It's-
1,000 games.
It's actually
That's
the
probably
coolest
just
play
as a
I've
meme.
ever heard of, though. I
That's-
didn't know it
That's
existed.
4
and I'm
more
sad that
times than I
can't
would have
now.
ever expected it to have
Here's
happened.
Here's another good
incredible.
question of Mike in the shadows, really trying to hold this podcast together. God bless you. With Iron Mind coming off, should they have put Reprieve on instead of Rebuild? Because
Nope,
that
they
was the
need to
rumor for
errata
a really
Reprieve.
long time.
Well, I think Reprieve actually is good for the game because at some point you're just gonna get too many kill effects, and it's just not gonna be worth buying characters.
Well,
think
I
in the
agree
current
that
moment, it's
I agree
probably
that it should be
overpowered and
errata.
degenerate, but it should be
Well, I mean,
errata.
Look,
Here's the
everything should be
flip side,
errata.
though.
Like, there's so many cards that should be errata on influence cost.
Yeah.
It's just not gonna happen. So like talking
Against
about it
the
also.
waves
doesn't
is
matter.
one fucking influence, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's just so many cards that have banana influence costs that like talking about influence as a balancing factor is pointless.
That is
They
extremely.
basically just throw darts while drunk and like see what
Yes,
number
the,
it hits.
the influence dartboard is right next to the rulings dartboard.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
And the glory dartboard. The glory dartboard is next to the
Oh, like-
influence
like
dartboard. That's how we get
Mitsu.
Ancient Master.
That's how Mitsu's entire stat line came to be. Was the
No,
drunk.
that's how we got Ancient Master. They threw a dart at the glory dartboard and hit the influence dartboard by accident.
My boy, Ancient Master.
See, here's the thing though. How do we know that they're not just the
fucked
same dartboard, right? They
Oh,
both
that's
go from 1 to 4.
Ooh.
Path of Man is
maybe-
4 influence because it's a philosophy. All
Yeah.
philosophies are 4 influence.
There's
Except
Uh,
the ones that aren't
Except-
splashable.
Except for like Wave the Scorpion.
And I can swim.
Yeah, the ways aren't like the ones that aren't ways. I can swim a philosophy.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't
can
think so.
swim. Yeah, it is. It
Is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I know Carving
Get
Balance. is
actually
four.
bodied?
Yeah. Get
Yeah, so
fucked.
is
Look, that card never gets played against me. I don't know.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it
I can
gets.
swim isn't a philosophy. I'm a god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah, I can swim and Duty are both philosophies, but Duty you can't splash.
Also,
One influence. I can swim. All right.
In regards to Reprieve and Rebuild, though, I think Rebuild fits better with their original intent of the restricted list, rather than what they did to Scorpion, which was purely using it as like a balancing hammer of gods. Like Rebuild is a card that pretty clearly directly inhibits. the
Real
design
degenerate.
space. Yeah, like it's clearly super fucking degen and way too good and extremely design space limiting, so it fits the original like concept of a restricted list that they wanted to go for, which is a card that discourages choice and limits their ability to design. So like Rebuild makes more sense to me than Reprieve, even though Reprieve I think is uber powerful, and if they could errata it, they would, but they're never gonna errata shit. So
Yeah, and on the same
They
line,
already did errata shit.
yeah, they
We have-
errated
we
one
have-
card that was breaking the game.
they've errated like 7 cards, but
I don't give a
they
fuck.
so young rumor marker going on the restricted list to me seems like a scream for like something, either they realized something in the pipeline was going to just destroy it, or like, you know, I guess the argument for design space later on maybe,
I
but
think you're giving them too
I
much
really-
credit again.
Yeah, I think
really
you're giving them
think
way too much credit.
Young Rumor Monger is a symptom of them putting Fate Worse than Death on the list, because the next logical step, if you put Fate Worse on the death, is to load up on the air cards and Noble Sack, and Young Rumor Monger is
Your buddy.
insanely good with those cards.
see, now I think you're giving too much credit, but like, I mean, I guess that's fair.
I mean, he was already
But-
like chopping block card, right? Like we've talked about it before. He was already pretty much one of
He's-
the cards. that
he's
you're like, I guess
A
if you
mandatory
really
3
want
of
to.
because he's good in the Crane matchup and the Mirror.
Right.
I only
but,
played
like,
two.
We've
It's a
discussed
mandatory
that he
playable
was,
card.
like,
Yeah, it
he
has to
was
be played.
strictly for the Crane matchup and basically existed only for that, and to be
Yeah.
a courtier that didn't cost like.
It's funny because that card also like helped in the mirror if you were on the
Right.
other splash.
Yeah.
So it was actually like an anti Mark of Shame and anti SPR if you weren't playing the Crane splash, and helped you in the Crane mirror. So you usually gave it like 2 slots. It was like a whatever, and you didn't always buy it because it's garbage versus every other faction.
It's
Yeah,
funny.
But now that you take it like off, it just makes it to where if you play the dragon version, it's just so
you just
so
die
bad.
to air shit.
I mean, I don't. You keep trying to bring up like the Dragon Splash. It's just like not a thing anymore.
Yeah, I don't know what you're
you can
talking about.
Basically,
Yeah,
just let
it's
it die.
got killed, right? Like it just
Yeah,
got
it's
killed.
just
because of this.
Yeah. Well, hitting Rumor Monger and Fate Worse than Death at the same time, it's just interesting how like
My baby
Monger
is dead.
denying these weird interactions or these interactions with Mark of Shame and SBR, like just indirectly buffs the best strategies for the clans they exist in anyways. So like the Crane Splash was probably the best or like generally better. And now it's for sure better, and like Young Rumor Monger doesn't exist as an answer to any of the cards in it. And likewise, like Air Crane after, you know, once we knew they were going to restrict some shit because like it was super degenerate, Seeker of Fire for a little bit. Like now Air Crane, again, Young Rumor Monger does not exist as an answer to either of like the big cards that they run. You know what I mean? They just kind of were like, yeah, throw that on there too, and now go fuck yourself. And you know, well and truly we did.
I would have understood if they put like Reprieve or something on the restricted list, but most clans have a ton of armor against like this kind of stuff. You know, like Crab has Iron Mines and Reprieve. Dragon has Finger of Jade and Reprieve.
Rebuild.
Are you saying
Yeah.
armor against like kill effects? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, just armor against kill
Okay,
effects. And like
yeah.
Phoenix to a lesser degree Embrace the Void, but also Finger of Jade as well. Like if I noble stack some dude with a bunch of fate, you're at least getting that fate back. You know, you may lose the
3 or 4 money.
3 or 4 or 5
And
money you
losing
put
the
into the
dude
character.
is way worse than losing all the, or way less shitty if you get the fate back.
I mean, it sucks, but the guy
Yeah.
has to spend like 2-3 fate to noble sack your dude most of the time, right? He has to
Mhm.
pay 1 for the noble sack. He paid for the character at some point in the game, and then he had to honor his character and dishonor yours. Like, it takes fate to do that. So that was fine. Like, I understand if you're a lion and unicorn, you just got screwed. But you know,
You sure did.
if you're a crane, you still had honor effects. It's not like you didn't have after they dishonored your guy. It wasn't like, hey, you point that assassinate at the young rummonger and then try to honor your crap. Like, you could just try to do that. Or you had steward of law. You had all these answers in crane as well. It was just lion and unicorn that were getting crapped on. And it seems like from going forward, looking at some of the unicorn spoilers, those 2 clans may be getting buffed in the future. So I had hope.
The new unicorn box is so broken. That shit is
Some of the
ridiculous.
unicorn cards look pretty good.
I
so.
can't wait to play that box and not play crab ever again. It's gonna be sick. Box is fucking nutty.
All right.
Yeah, it's a delicate balance, right? You want people to invest in characters, so you want to make these characters not be susceptible to these cards like Noble Sack and I Can Swim. But at the same time, if there's no punishment for fading up a bunch of characters, then you just have degenerate characters with degenerate abilities with 4, 5, 10 fate, whatever, and they just attack every turn, has like 10,000 attachments. And that's just the flip side of it,
Yeah,
right?
it's already happening with green cards, right? Like they didn't.
Kind of. It was kind of a problem. It was sort of kept in check. Like, at some point in time, you could kind of push through with a fate worse than death. Like,
Yeah.
when they didn't have the armor, you could push through and maybe try to get that last break before they just ate you alive and just with investigator and Raitsugu. But now you don't have that answer, so you're just attacking into Void Fist, and then a Tattoo Wanderer with 1 Hurricane Punch Void Fist your entire deck. So that's that.
All right.
Oh man.
I mean, that's the truth, right? Like, Tattoo
was,
Wanderer with 1 Void Fist, Void Fist your entire fucking deck.
That was actually like
Nobody's calling
Shen's-
you a liar, my man.
That was Shen's
This feels
version
bad.
of like the deep sigh, like the.
Yeah, it's like, man, I just didn't understand.
Yo, shouts out to Max Williams, brother. Oh man,
Oh yeah, the deep side that was great.
the deep sigh getting hit by 2 favors. It's like the funniest shit I've ever heard. God
Yeah.
damn, what a story.
I'm so mad that I didn't play Scorpion at all this weekend. I played two tournaments
You
back to
actually
back as
like
crab.
gave up on your
because
chance to play the fucking
Right,
most
like
fun card.
now I can't say goodbye to my favorite card.
Yeah, like I was running fucking crab with Scorpion Splash while I was learning the game because I love that card so much. It was fucking
Yeah,
unreal.
so
Like I'll miss.
I'll
that
never
card
get to
deeply.
play bees again.
Yeah,
I miss it already.
I will absolutely miss that card.
I don't know.
Good thing is we
Maybe
don't
you
have to
guys
say
are right.
RIP.
Maybe I'll go test. Maybe I'll go test with Fate Worse than Death over Forge. But I don't like. I threw up a little bit just thinking about it.
Dude, the other day you're like, man, no, I play Fate Worse than Death. It's like the cornerstone of my clan. Did you just change your mind in like 2 days?
I no.
We were
I
just talking
literally
about
posted under that. I said, I said my whole approach of playing Scorpion is going to have to be rebuilt from the ground up because of Fate Worse than Death is the cornerstone of the clan. But you cannot play it. You have to play Forged Edict. That was what I was saying.
No, this was in person. I forget when it was, but we were talking about it. Like, if they restricted Fate Worse than Death, you said you would just snap pick Fate Worse than Death.
No, I did not.
I definitely recall this, but that's
Never
okay.
said that.
What might be interesting is if we get Keeper of Air in the Elemental cycle or the Elemental Challenge, sorry, whatever it is.
We know what you mean.
Then you can try like Voice of Honor and SBR, and that may be like an okay substitute. But we don't have that role yet, so we're just
You play
scared.
like 2 Voice of Honor, 2 Censure.
Yo, finally start playing backhand and
Yeah,
compliment?
Voice of Honor, Censure, Noble Sack, and SBR, right? Because you have to splash through SBR
Oh
to
right,
Noble
yeah. You
Sack right now.
keeper, you get 13.
Yeah, Keeper you get 13.
Keeper rolls are weird, man. I've never done that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
it's
right now
weird.
that's the definite splash for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, and you get backhanded compliment, I guess, but
I
don't
like
know.
backhanded, but I don't know if it fits the current like Scorpion playstyle. It fits like Palumbo's playstyle specifically, which is basically playing, as Eric puts it, mono red burn.
It's so hard to play that style though without Fate Worse than Death.
Yeah. Thinking about that, I wonder if like his deck just dies now. Like obviously he's a beast, but can you still like just run display of power and just burn people out?
I think
don't
it's going to
think you
become
can.
like much more aggressive and like almost like a tempo Scorpion deck. because you'd have to come out the gates like swinging now and
Yeah.
use your display of powers to just stay ahead in tempo.
He would just have to like aggressively claim if he wanted to still dishonor
Yeah.
people, he would like actually just swing air ring for what is basically like the dex equivalent of tempo, right?
You can't just sit there and sling lightning bolts.
Yeah.
You have to actually like attack.
That sucks. I like sitting there and slinging lightning bolts and like not attacking. It's like a good feeling.
Someone carry the conversation for a minute.
Sure. I don't know, man. I'm gay.
Whoa.
Okay.
Okay. No.
Aneil, can you just talk about like anything?
What should I talk about? I thought I did a lot of talking.
I gotta go see if Ray's here.
I feel like I did a lot of
Ray's
talking prior to this.
Have you guys gone over some of the new cards that have been spoiled in any other?
We haven't.
Episodes,
We're gonna
like-
do that like next week. But you know what I'm gonna do now? I'm gonna pull up Shiro Shinjo and we're gonna talk about it because I like. talking
Yeah,
about
all right, there we go.
Oh, the
Exactly.
shy guy flexing. Yeah.
Shy Guy flexing.
Yeah, so this is a card. How do we feel
You
about
can never
this?
unsee it once you see it.
Oh my
It's
god, you're
godlike,
right.
dude. This shit is sick. Yo, he's powerful. He's powerful. He knows he's broken as fuck.
That is
right?
the most yoked shy guy of all time.
Yeah. He knows he might single-handedly break the game wide open, and you know what? Good for him. He deserves it.
So I mean, I guess this is like, we could also use this as a section of like everybody like pile on Brandon because Brandon said it wasn't that good.
You're definitely.
Okay. I mean, I know that we do
I
have
can't
the segment
imagine
of just
being
shit
more
on
wrong.
Brandon but when
you
did I
actually
say that?
Oh, you want me to go pull it up on Facebook? Hold on.
I want to
I
see.
do want to see that.
because I can't imagine.
I wanna
not
see what I
thinking
said.
This is like
Alright.
game breaking.
I
Like, do you guys think this is broke? Like, do you think this is better than, say, the open hand?
No, because that
No.
card's even more
Okay,
broken.
all right, Cube
Yeah.
Nasawa.
I think this might
same.
be.
I think it's on the same
I
level.
think it has potential.
I would put it one under
Okay.
Kunasawa.
Yeah, I would put it one under. I don't think it's insanely broke. I think it's good. I don't think it's like.
Yeah,
I don't think
I
it's as
think-
broke as people are saying it is.
I might
So
just have a
I think
tendency
we're-
to overvalue economy as a crab player because like economy is just literally the entire game as far as I'm concerned. So like I could definitely be overrating it, but I feel like this card is just incredibly busted.
I think that this stronghold lends itself towards a mid-range unicorn deck, and I think that it's gonna be really good. I think it's gonna be great for that thing, but for right now, what we have in unicorn, I think they're gonna have to figure out a new playstyle,
Man.
right?
I want
'Cause,
to just
like,
add
the-
grindy control cards.
Yeah, like grindy like mid-rangey control cards seem fantastic because then you just
Yeah.
can have them all. Like it's gonna do stuff. You're gonna get more fate. It's gonna be great. But
Yeah, like I mean, if you reveal 2 provinces turn 1, you are fate neutral on turn 2, and then fate positive every turn from there on after.
well,
and
plus
that's
or
not
minus,
counting
plus or
the
minus,
ones you
Can't
reveal.
find it.
yeah, plus or minus the passing fate.
Well, plus or
You
You don't
minus
even have
passing
Nita
fate, but,
Master to
like,
worry about either.
That's it.
Yeah, so like
Yeah.
you're pretty much come up neutral on turn 2.
Yeah,
So-
like almost always.
But you almost can't almost guarantee that you can't have either passing fate on turn 1 or turn 2. Your opponent's pretty much going to get that
Don't
with
give a
some
fuck.
exceptions. So like you're kind of neutral, but it kind of dictates where you're going to go, and I think that your opponent's going to be able to predict.
I mean, I'm used
Okay,
to
they're gonna
swiping the
buy-
first
they're gonna
turn
buy some stuff
every
in
game
poke,
anyway,
right?
so like I just
Yeah.
buy 2 guys in poke, and then like I don't care what they do because I'm not interacting with them. I'm interacting with my boss.
So,
So-
hey, Neil, I got a quick question for you on this. So, when you're playing against Unicorn without Nita Master, how often do you get 2 breaks turn 1 versus them?
Never. I don't attack on turn 1.
Well, they'd be that way, I guess.
Why would I attack?
I don't know. I'm just asking.
I have this card called Restoration Imbalance. There's no reason to attack ever.
Okay, that's fair.
Just let them do it.
So, assuming that you're starting off with 1 less and you're passing fate for the first 2 turns, how many turns does a game have to go before you start crushing your opponent with the extra money?
4. 4 is when I think the turning point happens. If you can properly
So that 4 is
survive
the
and not get
turning point,
crushed.
but like, when do you close the game if your turning point is in turn 4? 6?
Well, I think 3 you're up on economy. 4 is like the turning point when it starts to become potentially crushing if you've revealed everything, like in matchups where you can afford to. And I think turn 5 onwards, you're basically crabbing at that point.
You just better make sure that you know this deck very well and you can play it fast enough to get through
Yeah,
Well,
for
yeah.
sure.
around.
So you're gonna go like fate neutral on turn 2. Turn 3, you're gonna have more. So on turn somewhere between turn 3
Well, that's
and
assuming
5,
you're not revealing other shit. Like if,
Yeah,
if
but-
you reveal all 4, you're actually just crushing them. Like you're
Yeah, but
swimming in
so-
money.
Yeah, but so somewhere between turn 3 and 5, you're gonna start putting like 2 or 3 fate or 3 or 4 fate on a character every turn. Maybe 2 if you don't if you can get some cheap guys in the beginning. But like you also don't want to heavily fate cheap characters. Maybe you do like
I mean-
so you're not gonna have this overwhelming force, and you're still not gonna be able to win political conflicts unless the deck changes radically. So like
it is changing
realistically,
radically. Have you
yeah,
seen
no,
the new
obviously it's gonna change. Obviously it's gonna change radically. There's a couple guys with better stuff, but like we're looking at like maybe turn 1 if you get like a bonsai or like I don't know, spreading the darkness or that new sword or something, you'll maybe your poke could turn into a break. But I think that capitalizing on pokes, like round 1 and round 2 pokes turning into breaks is probably going to be where this is going to get from good to just like hard to deal with. Because on turn 3 or turn 4, if I'm coming in for 2 conflicts with like a massive amount of guys, maybe I can get to stronghold on turn 4. Probably more likely on turn 5. I don't know.
I just want
I
to
don't
take
really-
games to time I want people to feel as miserable against this deck as they do when I play Crab and just grind them to dust. But I
Yeah.
know it's like a pipe dream because like they need to print like a solid suite of 3 to 5 costers in the pack for that to be viable.
Yeah,
But if
but
they
the
do
other
that,
thing
I
is-
just run Crab for reprieve and skirmishers and like nothing else. And
Yeah,
just play
but
the
like
same
going to
exact way.
time though. So going to time, if you're going against an aggro-y deck, you're going to be probably on break parity with them. Maybe you get to maybe you'll have more breaks than them. But like if you go to time into turn 5, how are you gonna win the game? Because you're like not gonna have the favor, and you're
I
gonna
think-
be less honorable.
I think too much of this hinges on the new cards we see to really
Yeah.
go too in depth. But I
Yeah,
think
I'm
the
not-
very vague idea is like turn 3 to 5 is probably going to be crucial with this stronghold.
Yeah, maybe they'll just print fireball,
That'd be
Ooh,
sick.
nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's go.
Good idea.
right? Because that like
It's really fitting for unicorn too. Given
I can get behind literal fireball.
yeah, just fireball. Like I'll fireball you for 10.
What literal fireball? It does damage to your life point.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
see
Wait,
why not.
what?
What's the argument
I
against?
don't
And
know.
then you can divide it as
Yeah.
you choose, so you can deal damage to people. Let's go.
Yeah. Pay
Oh.
like 3 and X, destroy X provinces where X is the
Destroy
sum of
X,
Oh,
bro.
perfect.
Oh, I thought you were
Just
gonna say
trying to get
honor.
your
I thought it was like you pay X honor and then you just dishonor someone.
No. Pay X money. The Shinjo Shiro makes money. Shinjo, whatever.
No,
So
I
just
mean
like-
pay X fate and then you dishonor someone. Like you just
No.
destroy
Pay X fate, destroy X divided by 2 provinces where X is the cost of fate
This
you
card should
played
definitely
and
be
the,
red also.
What?
Like,
Yeah.
This-
No, it's
this
no,
card
it's,
is an essay.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be long. Sorry.
Yeah, it's
no, but
also
it's-
legal in the NEL5R Enlightenment format. You should try
Yeah.
it sometime.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah,
it's
you're
good,
you're
it's
gonna have
good.
to know algebra pretty well to
Yeah,
figure
you
it
could
out,
spend
though.
fate
So
from
that's the
rings
one
that aren't yours
downside.
as well.
Oh, sick. Yeah, that's good.
So when they play Written in the Stars, it's like a really good Written in the Stars counter.
I hate this stupid show.
I feel like you secretly like it.
I love it.
It's pretty alright, you know? Could be a little worse.
We're gonna end our stupid show here.
All right.
I mean,
We're
I
gonna.
guess.
It's 9 o'clock. I've been
On a
challenged by.
Saturday.
I've been challenged by a man to duel to the death in the finals of our Discord league, which we're
Sure.
gonna go play live while you guys cast.
Hell yeah.
I sure will.
Johnny, do you want to stick around for that?
I can stick around for a little bit, maybe not the full game.
Oh,
It's all
okay,
good.
whatever. I get it.
Alright, so, yeah. Thanks, everybody, for watching
this
and
is-
listening with us.
This
I
has
actually
been our
forgot
stupid
this event
show.
was gonna occur, so that was my bad.
Hell yeah, dude. Thank you
This is
for
our-
respecting us.
This is our stupid show. Nobody listens to this. I can say whatever I want. Penis, I'm gay. See you
Nice.
guys later.
Same.
All right.
Thanks.